So the other day I was thinking about it, and I'm really 27 years old. I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20. And I feel like I've had a very special journey that not a lot of 27-year-olds get to experience. I've made millions of dollars, I've dated beautiful women, I've traveled all over the world. So I wanted to share 27 lessons that I've learned at age 27. I have my computer here. I wrote them down because I'm not going to remember 27 different things. But it's a really comprehensive list, and to start the list off, lesson number 1 is to believe in yourself and in your ideas. I've always been a free thinker ever since I was a little kid, and I always wanted to know how things worked, and I formed my own opinions pretty early. One thing I've learned in my 27 years of life is if you don't believe in your own ideas, how do you expect anyone else to believe in them? And even if they don't, your opinion is the only one that matters because your happiness is the only thing that matters. Nothing is possible if you don't believe in yourself first. Lesson number 2 is to take risks. And when I say risks, I don't mean do dumb shit. I mean take calculated risks. Ultimately, if you want anything in life, whether it's a successful business or your dream girl, you have to take the leap. Stop wasting your life wondering what if. Take risks. If you don't succeed, you'll be happier that you failed than never trying at all. Lesson number 3 is to surround yourself with positive people. You're the product of the people you surround yourself with, so surround yourself with people that you want to be like. All of the biggest opportunities I've gotten to learn have typically been around positive and successful people, so seek them out and become their friends if you want to be like them. Lesson number 4, continuously educate yourself. Success in any endeavor usually requires some level of knowledge on that particular subject. Throughout my entire life, people have always asked me why I'm so good at many things, and it's because I take the time to continuously educate myself. Skills will help you get paid, get laid, and help you in life in general. Lesson number 5, network and build relationships. Sometimes it pays to be the guy that knows a guy. I can't tell you how much money I've made just from knowing the right person. They say success is 50% what you know, your skills and talents, and 50% who you know, your relationships and contacts. Everyone has a different talent. Go befriend as many people as you can because you'll never know when you need them. Lesson number 6, focus on solving problems for others. They say you get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the problem you solve. That means if you solve a difficult problem, you'll make a lot of money. That means if you solve a lot of problems, you'll make a lot of money. That means if you solve problems for millions of people, you'll make millions of dollars. Karma is real. The more problems you solve, the more people you help, the more money you make. Lesson number 7, this is one I had to learn the hard way. Invest wisely. I blew my first million on bullshit. Cars, vacations, girls, when I should have been investing. Had I done that, I probably would have been further along than I am now. Don't get me wrong, if I had a choice, I wouldn't change a thing. But that doesn't change the fact that investing is one of the biggest things you can do to secure your future. Lesson number 8, create and stick to a budget. I know they're similar, I know they go hand in hand, but they're a little bit different. Investing is the money you use to make more money. Sticking to a budget is the tool you use to have money to invest. A general rule of thumb when it comes to wealth accumulation is spending less than you make, so sticking to a strict budget will help you with that. Lesson number 9, learn from your failures and mistakes. There's a saying, you have to fail your way to success. And ultimately it's true, you can have successes without failures along the way. But there's nothing worse than watching someone make the same mistake over and over again. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with making mistakes, that's human, but you have to use them as an opportunity for growth. When you make a mistake once, it's a mistake, but when you make it 3 times, it's just stupidity. On your way to success, use your failures as learning opportunities. That's how you get better every single day. Lesson number 10, stay disciplined and persistent. The reason I've been so successful isn't because I'm smarter than everyone else. I've just been more disciplined and more persistent than everyone else. I was willing to sacrifice when they weren't willing to sacrifice. Whether it's making money or getting in shape, discipline and persistence work every single time. Stay the course. Lesson number 11, be open to change. A big reason people fail is because they're not open to change. They're too stuck in their ways, even when their ways aren't working. On the journey, just go with the flow. The most successful surfers are the ones who ride the waves, not the ones who fight them. Unexpected things happen, plans change. The universe is much bigger than any one of us. Sometimes it could turn out better than you ever imagined. Lesson number 12, embrace new technology and trends. When social media came out, old people had 2 options. They either hopped on the wave or they lost out on millions of dollars. Imagine how much money the first companies who were advertising on YouTube made. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine how many companies went bankrupt because they didn't embrace the change. When TikTok first came out, I was hesitant to try it because I'm a little bit older, so I didn't understand. But now it's my biggest platform. It's bigger than all my other platforms. The world is gonna change. That's normal. Just don't get left behind. Lesson 13, build others up, don't break them down. One thing I've learned from managing dozens of employees is they all perform better when they're happy. The same applies to any relationship you might have in your life, whether it's your family, your business partner, your significant other. When you empower them, they reciprocate that energy. Negative energy only breeds negative energy. So when you're working with others, make sure you build them up. Lesson number 14, exercise. A healthy body and a healthy mind always come first, because at the end of the day, your wealth is nothing without your health. Exercise not only helps you with everything else on this list, but it just makes you a better human overall. You have more energy, you're stronger, your mood is better. This one is almost like a no-brainer. Lesson number 15, there's no such thing as work-life balance. People who focus on work-life balance hate what they do. And when you hate what you do, you're just gonna be living for the next vacation. You're never gonna be living life to the fullest. When you do something you love, on the other hand, your entire life just becomes one big vacation. There's no need for a work-life balance. Work-life balance is something they sell you to do a job you hate. Don't settle, do something you love that you don't need a vacation from. Lesson number 16, be accountable. Everything that happens to you in this life is your fault. Even when it isn't, if you start acting like it is, you'll start to see changes in your life immediately. When you genuinely believe everything is in your control, you stop leaving things to chance. You make sure that things that you want happen, and you do everything in your power to make them happen. Stop making excuses, stop blaming others for your actions, hold yourself accountable, and watch your life change right before your very eyes. Lesson 17, cultivate a positive mindset and attitude. Earlier, we talked about surrounding yourself with positive people, but we never talked about becoming one of those positive people. Life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. Things aren't necessarily good or bad until you attach meaning to them. Lost your job? That's an opportunity to follow your passion. Girlfriend broke up with you? That's an opportunity to level up and upgrade. Positivity shapes your perception, and your perception shapes your reality. Lesson number 18. I know this is a long list, but I promise you, this is everything you need to be successful in life, so bear with me. Lesson number 18, be transparent and honest with your business. One of my mentors told me early on, shady business breeds shady results, and it stuck with me till this day. Life is so much better when you have no weight on your shoulders, when you know you're doing everything the right way, and you can be honest and transparent about your business. Imagine how a drug dealer feels when he can't even deposit his money in the bank versus the entrepreneur who can walk around freely and have millions of dollars in his bank. Think about the difference and how that must feel. Even if no one else knows, the universe knows, God knows. Be honest. Lesson number 19, treat others with respect and kindness. These days I go out of my way to make sure I'm extra nice to people. Sometimes I don't even do it for them, I do it for me, because there's something super rewarding about seeing other people happy. I think as humans we know it, but society just makes it cool to be ruthless. I promise you there's nothing cool about that. There is something cool about being a light for others around you, and that's real shit. Lesson number 20, believe in something greater than yourself. God, Allah, the universe. Believing that there's a force greater than you helps you keep it going when things get tough. And things will get tough. That's the nature of life. The odds of you being born were 4 trillion to 1. Look at how a plane copies a bird, or how a computer copies a human brain. Intelligent design is real. Something bigger than me and you created the perfect world for us. And I think the beauty in that should be enough to give you hope. Lesson number 21, have a clear vision. Ever since I was broke, one thing I've always had is a clear vision for myself. I knew exactly what I was gonna do for the world, and I knew exactly who I was gonna be. People won't ever see your vision. It doesn't matter, because your vision is what propels you. Before you even start doing anything, make sure you know what you want. It doesn't matter if no one else sees it. Only you matter. Lesson number 22, get rid of your ego. One thing I see with a lot of people, especially guys, is an ego. And an ego only gets in the way of your success. Stop being afraid to ask for help. Stop being afraid to look lame. Do whatever it takes to get to your destination. When I was younger, I would have no shame. I would ask questions no matter what they were, even if it made me look dumb. Even to this day, I still ask questions with no shame, because that's how you learn and that's how you grow. Lesson number 23, build a strong support system. My entire journey from 0 to a million, I've always had a very strong support system. My mom, my brother, my 2 best friends. No matter how inconvenient my problem was, I could always go to them and they would always help me. They were always there for me, and without them, none of this would be possible. When it feels like the world is caving in, your support system will stop the ceilings from falling on you. Lesson number 24, manage your time effectively. I can't tell you how much time we waste on a daily basis. I've spent years of my life trying to become the most efficient human being on the planet, And I can tell you from experience, I still waste a ton of time. The better you manage your time, the more things you can get done. And most of the time, and I'm telling you from experience, you probably have better things you can do. Lesson number 25, we're almost there. Lead by example. When you think of bad leaders, you think of people who are sitting on their ass all day and expect their employees to work their ass off. Good leaders are in the trenches working with their people. I've made it a promise to never ask anyone to do something I wouldn't do. Anything I've said or preached about, I always make sure I do it too. I lead by example. Lesson number 26, stay focused and avoid distractions. The reason I put this at the end is because I know a lot of people have clicked off. They didn't stay focused, they didn't avoid distractions. Almost anything in this life could be yours if you just stayed focused and avoided distractions. I noticed most of my growth came when I was at rock bottom and there weren't any distractions in the first place. As soon as I started making money and there were distractions, whether it was girls, vacations, material things, that's when I started to see myself decline. I started making less money. Growth comes from staying focused and avoiding distractions. Lesson 27, and this is a big one. I want you guys to listen to this. Give back to your community and others in need. The universe is altruistic. The more you give, the more you get back. And I know it might not make sense, it might sound spiritual, but giving is the ultimate form of receiving. There are zero downsides. You help other people, you feel better, and you make the world a better place. I want to be a man that's remembered for being great. And great men leave the planet better than when they got here. With that being said, those are the 27 lessons I've learned as a 27-year-old millionaire. Until next time, love you guys.